Hello viewers, 4DIYers here with another tutorial video for everyone. In this particular video here I'll be doing a demonstration on the 4 different ways you can remove rust. Also don't forget to check out my website at www.4diyers.com or click on the link in the description below. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for future tutorial videos. Rust, also known as iron oxide, is a chemical reaction between iron and oxygen or moisture that occurs on bare metal. Beyond steel, rust can form on lower grades of stainless steel as well. It is very important to remove any rust from metal when applying a finish, as it can jeopardize that finish by causing premature failure. The methods to remove rust are not limited to this video, are beyond cleaning it by hand with just a wire brush, sandpaper, or an abrasive pad. Methods shown in this video can be done at home in the comforts of your own driveway. Starting with method number 1, using a store-bought solution, which is a form of rust treatment. Here I have a product made by Permatex, which is available in both a brush-on and spray-on formula. This will neutralize the old rust and prevent new rust from forming as well. Clean up any flaking paint, dirt, or loose rust using sandpaper or a wire brush. Shake the bottle to ensure the solution is mixed, pour it into a cup or container, then apply using a brush or sponge. Do not allow it to come in contact with the paint as it can cause damage. The paint on this product doesn't matter as I will be refinishing the whole piece. Use soap and water if it does come in contact with paint, or tape off any areas for added protection. It does take about 15 to 20 minutes for the rust to be converted. Rinse the area off once done, and then allow the metal to dry for 24 hours to ensure no moisture is trapped when applying a final finish. This can be used in a variety of applications with minimal tools and is extremely easy to apply. Method number 2. Next is using white vinegar and submerging the parts in a container. Here I'm using a piece of metal with a mixture of paint and rust. Allow it to soak for a day or two depending on the severity of the rust. It is good practice to clean up the piece slightly with either sandpaper or a wire brush. Sometimes if the metal is zinc coated, you may find it will turn black. This is especially noticeable in some fasteners. Here's what the part looks like after about 24 hours. Next, after 48 hours. Once satisfied, rinse with water and give it a good cleanup using an abrasive pad. Now you're ready to apply a final coat of your choice. Ensure it is dry overnight so there isn't any moisture trapped in the surface. This is an environmentally friendly option, but unfortunately you are limited to the size of the parts that can be submerged in the solution, so it cannot be applied to body panels of a vehicle. Moving on to method number 3. Using a sandblaster or some form of media blasting. Blasting equipment will vary along with the type of blasting media is used. Here I have a small handheld blaster with glass bead media. Other types of media blasting consist of copper slag, walnut shells, steel shot, aluminum oxide, etc. Each type of blasting media has its own abrasive rating and can be used on different materials. Normally a larger air compressor is required considering the sandblaster is a direct air loss. Just as an example, I am using a 3-gallon air compressor, which is quite small for this application. So you will only have a minute or two of usage before the pressure gets extremely low, therefore the blasting does not work. After that you will have to wait for the pressure to build up again. This will clean the rust away to bare metal, even in the pitted areas with minimal work. But this does have health risks depending on what type of media you are using. Therefore, proper safety precautions are needed, and it can be extremely messy. You will also need an appropriate sized air compressor along with blasting equipment and material. Last but not least, method number 4. This involves using a mechanical method such as power tools. There is a variety of tools that can be used such as a drill, angle grinder, handheld sander, rotary tool, etc. With these tools you will have a variety of attachments and options such as grinding discs, sanding discs, sanding pads, abrasive pads, wire wheels, grinding stones, flap wheels, etc. Here I'll be cleaning up a piece with mild rust using a handheld sander with 180 grit sandpaper. Some of these accessories will have different grit or abrasive ratings. Each type of accessory has its own benefits depending on what type of rust you are trying to tackle. Specifically relating to angle grinders, these can cause more heat due to the fast rotation on the grinding disc or flap wheels. With the added heat comes the risk of metal warpage, more so on body panels on vehicles. This can also be messy to some extent, tends to be a little more work intensive, and can sometimes be hard to clean up any pitting metal. Finally, after a few minutes of sanding, this is what you're left with. Unfortunately, due to the pitting, the sandpaper is unable to reach those areas. Sometimes an abrasive pad can tackle this, other times you will need a wire wheel. Be sure to stay up to date with my latest videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the button below the video. This concludes the rest of my video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to post them. Thank you for watching.